we have gone live here.
Is it live is it streaming?
No, just recording right now. Because it's here March 19th. We got the main card versus Aspinall. Or you got the microphone itself. You can speak into it. But yeah, Volkov versus Aspinall. Main card. Patty Pimblett just did his, rear naked choke or whatever he had on.
Yeah, this is a rear naked choke.
Exactly. So he got that, showed he can get it, he can wrap around like a boa constrictor around another man and get the victory. And now they're showing, what was this, International Fight Week or one of their convention thing.
Oh yeah, I went to this. This is when I told you I went to the one where Masvidal knocked out Aspinall. It was the International Fight Week.
Oh, during that time.
I don't like being a fanboy, but if I was gonna get a picture with one UFC fighter who was there, it was Tony Ferguson. So I got a picture of Tony Ferguson.
He started talking about tiramisu to you.
No, I didn't have time. They were being pretty pushy.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Oh, yeah, especially if he was with people. I'm just saying, he probably brought up damn tiramisu.
There's a lot of good fighters to, like, if you were going to meet one or, like, get a picture with one. Like,
Bryce Mitchell.
Bryce Mitchell?
Yes.
That's who you would want a picture with?
Yes, and then I'd bring along, like, a drill, like a power drill with me.
What about a pair of camo shorts?
Camo shorts? I don't need that. I just need to help him fix his shed roof. Oh, or give him a proper tool belt. That's what I should do for him.
Bryce Mitchell, he's on a pretty, like, they're showing his record right there, 15-1.
Yeah.
He's right up there.
Yeah, well, he got that win over Edson Barbosa. You would think now he can kind of ask for a top 5. Like, what's a good top 5 featherweight for him? I'm trying to think in my head. Because if he's
Ortega?
got Edson. Ortega could, but he's got the Yair fight next.
Yair's good too. Was it Yair Rodriguez and Korean Zombie? Was that the one? Was it the one where like the knockout at the buzzer?
Yeah, that was Yair. Yeah, the elbow. And funny, Korean Zombie would have won that if he was able to last it out.
But he wanted to put on a show for the fans.
Exactly, and I believe Doosan, South Korea, wherever they were.
Is this Dan Hooker?
Oh, this upcoming one? Oh, Dan Hooker versus Arnold Allen.
This is...
Okay. This is Arnold.
Never heard of him.
He had his last win against Sadiq Youssef, but I want to say that was like about a year ago.
So funny thing about UFC, like I follow it. I wouldn't say I watch every card. I definitely watch every pay-per-view, but there's all these guys that are really good that never hear about until like right now.
Yeah, when they actually get on a pay-per-view or a more prominent card.
Yeah. Like Dan Hooker's that's a good name. Him and Poirier's fight was crazy. I remember watching that one.
Oh, the 5-rounder. Yeah, because Hooker won probably the first 2, but then the last 3, Poirier came out.
Will there be a Poirier-McGregor 4? Should there be a McGregor-Poirier 4?
If somehow McGregor starts to win more, sure, but... Unless Poirier wants that fight, I see no reason for him to do it.
He did win on a fluke, though.
What are we talking? Broken legs and stuff?
Yeah. It was like the second Anderson Silva Chris Weidman fight. To be fair, though, Weidman was tearing him up, but...
Well, I was going to say the Silva one, he delivered the leg kick, whereas in this one, it was the leg kicks. Poirier was delivering to McGregor, and then when McGregor had that step back and...
Usually you crack that bone by hitting somebody's knee when they block it.
Oh, when you check a kick?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear about stuff with that. It's like if it's right at the right angle, you can really fuck someone up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's what, like when I trained for a little bit, doing the kicks was my favorite thing, but like never took the pads off when I sparred to like go shin to shin with people.
Oh God. You didn't want to get that early practice in that early.
I don't, because that's not like something. Well, maybe it is. I think it is something you can build. Like you can build your tolerance for it, but
But then you'd just be building it in one leg, so that means if they went after the other leg, it wouldn't make a difference.
Possibly.
Yeah, because that's what I thought. At least when you build up pain tolerance, let's say to like one arm or one leg, it's then they'll just go after the other.
Well, isn't there something? I feel like that's a training thing that people do. Like they hit like their shin bone with some sort of, I don't know, like mini hammer or something to like build up the. I don't know. That's what fighters do.
That seems very dangerous because you'd have to walk a fine line behind. Hey, I'm going to build some pain tolerance to. I hope I don't break.
Well, I don't think it's pain tolerance more so than it's like because you can like build up your scar tissue and everything like throughout everywhere in your body except for your chin. You know, the chin is like just look at like Chuck Liddell.
Oh,
Eventually it becomes weak.
Eventually, you fight Tito Ortiz on Oscar De La Hoya's pay-per-view card, and
That was sad.
It was sad because he should have just stuck in retirement. But wasn't it the whole thing that he was hired with UFC still? But when Endeavor came in, they cleared house, they got rid of him. So then he was like, "Okay, I don't have a job anymore. I'm gonna go back to fighting."
Yeah, for a lot of the fighters, like Chuck Liddell. Did you ever watch a documentary on him? Was it a 30 for 30? Tito Ortiz, Chuck Liddell.
Oh yeah, it was their rivalry. Yes, there was that.
I think it was Chuck's trainer or friend or something was like, there's certain people that like they fight in MMA, but like then there's people who like just love to fight, and Chuck Liddell is like the guy who loves to fight. It's like when those guys have to retire, it's hard for them.
That seems like a Michael Bisping thing too, like someone that just likes to fight, who doesn't see themselves as an athlete, only as a fighter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he won that title, and then shortly after,
it was declined.
I think who's the guy who just won that title? Who's like 42?
Oh, Glover Teixeira.
Yeah, I wonder how long he'll hold that title for.
Well, if he has to face Yuri Prohaska, I don't know how long.
Yeah, and is John Jones coming back?
Well, he's doing the heavyweight move, but
is he gonna actually do it? Because he's been saying that, but it's been like 2-3 years now. I feel.
Oh
like.
yeah, well I know he was gonna do the bulk up, take a year on that, but then remember he got arrested at the UFC Hall of Fame induction ceremony for his fight.
Can't believe it. John Jones getting arrested
in less than 12 hours after. He could have reached 12 hours after the award ceremony without getting into another arrest.
He's a king of like letting people down. Like you're like, okay, he's better this time. He never.
Especially now to this point that he got kicked out of his gym. Apparently he's been training at MMA Ready in Scottsdale.
Oh really?
Apparently, at least I saw photos of like Cejudo posting of Jones training at the facility, multiple days too. So I don't know if now he's kind of like here.
Cause he was over at Jackson Week in like New Mexico, right?
Yeah. I was there for so long.
There's a girl I went to college with. The college I graduated from had it was a small school, but it had like a good wrestling program. And they had like one of the girls from there is like a fighter at Jackson.
It was
Wink.
Evergreen State College, wasn't it?
No, they were in our conference. I was in their conference.
Oh, that would have been an interesting one to play against.
They weren't very good. But that's like a school where you can choose your own grades.
Exactly. I would like to give myself a 4.0 here, please. Thank you.
Yeah. While I grow hydroponics in my dorm.
It's like they don't need to know what goes on here. We're reclaiming campus.
Did you watch that documentary? It's called like No More Safe Spaces, like Adam Carolla and this other Jewish guy.
I know Adam Carolla did that. I didn't know exactly through what or whatever, but I had heard a little about it. I mean, I don't know. I just never thought of like in my mind going back to see it. I've seen other. Was it a comedy documentary or just more of an in general observational?
It was observational about like
what was going on.
Yeah, and there's another guy on there. He's pretty famous amongst his group, his following, but I can't remember his name.
That sounds like most moderately famous people.
Well, yeah, he's like I hadn't heard of him, but he's big, you know, just like these fighters on here. Like I never heard of this guy, but apparently he's got 1 million followers. But
what, Arnold Allen?
I'm just saying, like there's lots of famous people.
I would not expect Arnold Allen to have 1 million followers.
I'm gonna look it up, see if you know who this guy is.
We are going to find Arnold Allen, or
no, not Arnold Allen.
We're not finding Arnold Allen.
No more safe spaces. So funny, but Evergreen. My point was Evergreen College was on there, and they like did a whole bit on it. Where like it was like, I can't remember if it was part of like a BLM thing or what, but it was like.
It was one of their student organizations, I want to say.
Yeah, exactly. It's like no white people can go to class or something this day. And
yeah, it was the day that they said, "Oh, these people cannot. We need to." It is, or something like how they try to produce. It is a traumatizing atmosphere when we have to. Would you wonder in that case? It's more. Are they just doing mental gymnastics to get to this point?
Yeah, it's more semantics. It would seem because a teacher like showed up and he's white. And was like, I'm working today. And they're like, you don't know what day it is?
That was like, that Weinstein professor, now that I remember. I forgot which one because I know he has a brother. I think it starts with a B.
Dennis Prager.
Oh, wait, it was Dennis. Oh, he's the guy that runs his YouTube videos. He's an interesting fella. More of that Christian conservative type.
But he's Jewish, isn't he? I think he's Jewish.
Him, maybe. I don't know if Dennis Prager is. I'd have to check again too.
But
we'll find.
He's not allowed at like most colleges to like come speak.
Well, I can understand that one getting upset at him. Like they'd probably find anything he says is horrible. You are violently attacking our communities and marginalizing our members.
Oh my God. I think this might end early.
Dan, you gotta put up a guard.
Oh!
No! Dan Hooker!
Oh!
You're doing it, Dan! You gotta put up your fist! You gotta guard yourself! Stop, guard!
If he can handle this fury, he might be okay.
Okay, good. There was some break in it. All right, good. Use your knees properly. Don't act like a dumbass with this. Maybe we can send Dan Hooker to Evergreen State to help solve the situation. We need you, Dan. It definitely some of the stuff UFC does wouldn't fly in that category. Or, when the whole Rogan controversy went on, I had seen some stuff online said, hopefully these people don't find his like message boards from MySpace. 'Cause I remember someone describing it as like, what was it like that? It's like, well, it wasn't exactly the Daily Stormer, but...
What's the Daily Stormer?
Oh, that's like an explicitly white supremacist neo-Nazi website.
Yeah.
I mean, there was apparently... I forgot what it was called, like the... Like a timeout room. There was like an exact name given to it. But yeah, it's like when you got kicked out of there for a while. There was a better name than it obviously than timeout room.
The Gulag?
Gulag. No, that would have worked. I think it was something more simple than Gulag. Didn't have any historical meaning.
Oh my God.
God damn it, Dan. Well, there is the small parlay for today, you bastard.
Oh, you didn't bet on the other guy? That guy just did not stop throwing hands.
Because I thought Hooker, he would have been a better... Because I thought Arnold Allen would want to be in the clinch, and he would use his knees. But just like Amanda Nunes, Dan Hooker was not defending his face.
That was interesting seeing Amanda Nunes finally lose. Like she was one of those ones that's like, will she ever lose?
Like when Anderson Silva was so long until he did lose.
Fighting's interesting because you lose one fight, and it's like everyone's like, oh, he sucks.
It's definitely there's so many variables that go into it. Like, you don't know how they're feeling in the fight week or...
Well, the weight cut, too, is brutal for a lot of people.
Maybe that's how it was for Dan, going down a division. I mean, he seemed to have his fine enough chin for it. It just seemed... Maybe it was the speed at which Arnold Allen was going. He just couldn't keep up with. God damn.
A wild fight.
It was pretty wild.
It's the job of a UFC ref to stop it.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. It's the refs. It's their responsibility when it ends and stuff. Obviously, you want to do it once it actually happens. Don't be like Herb Dean when it was Marcus Rogerio de Lima and Ben Rothwell, and he jumps in to stop it, but jumps in very awkwardly, so you don't know if he's actually stopping it.
What was another one? That was the Ben Askren, Robbie Lawler one?
Oh yeah, that one. Was it? He thought Mayo or not, or he thought Lawler was tapping, but
Well, he thought he was out
he thought he was
because he
knocked
like
out.
lifted his hand and like it was like limp, and I think he did have him choked out. But then like as soon as he got off, he's like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
I don't know. I was on the Askren train though. I wanted to see Askren win just because he was so annoying to everybody.
He was. He had that very stuck up me kind of attitude, but less in a, I don't know, less in a likable way that I felt to others who had the arrogant attitude like Chael Sonnen. Because Chael, you could kind of, I mean, obviously Ben, he's a smart guy.
Yeah, so was Chael. But Chael's like a good-looking guy. Ben was just like a fucking goofy-looking like dad bod.
Chael had a way with words. He could use words really well.
His stuff on Brazil.
Oh, are we talking about like the internet thing or the one with the Nogueira brothers?
All of it. He had a couple bits. He's like
He said he didn't. What was the one that he didn't realize he should insult Brazil because he didn't realize they had access to internet?
I didn't know that. And he's like, he said, I brought some gifts. I brought some soap. They don't have that in Brazil. I also brought a toothbrush. It's actually invented in Brazil because if it was invented anywhere else, they call it the teeth brush. That shit was fucking brutal.
Because then obviously there was the Nogueira brother one involving a bus and thinking it was a horse?
Yeah, they tried to feed it some carrots.
Yeah, one tried to feed it carrots, the other was trying to pet it.
Chael Sonnen's a goat.
No, he was just, and that was probably fully improvised, which makes it even funnier.
Oh yeah. Another best one that he had was in the was it Bellator when he was with Tito Ortiz. He's like,
oh, was it about his ex-girlfriend or something? He brought up Jenna Jameson.
Yeah, he said the last person I know who made money using their mouth is his ex-wife.
And Tito couldn't even respond in an actual comeback. He was just mad.
It's funny too because like the dude sitting next to Chael, totally unrelated or anything, just like, ooh, he knew it was good.
It was a good comeback, and Tito wanted to respond, but he just couldn't. His trash talk was kind of funny. Didn't he do one where he was on ESPN with like a juice box and like, I'm gonna crush you like a juice box or something?
He was terrible. It's like so bad that it's funny.
It was the cringeworthy type.
Yes.
Was it more cringy than Colby or less cringy than Colby?
More cringy.
Because he was old at the time he really started to try to do it.
Yeah. Well, there was like, you remember like the saga between him and Ken Shamrock?
Yes.
That shit was funny too. That was pretty cringy.
Oh, yeah. The one where Shamrock was doing the dumb. Oh, it's like, I'm going to make you or look like Living Death or something like that. He said, try to do something like Living Death.
Yeah.
And Tito just laughed.
Yes. Yeah. He got more pissed off.
Oh, that definitely was. Now I am remembering. Because that was a press conference like at Mandalay Bays, and it was like dark lighting.
No one talks about Jorge Masvidal's win versus Leon Edwards shortly after the Till fight.
Wait, Jorge beat Leon?
Yeah, remember in the back room?
Oh, I thought we were talking about an actual match, not that they went at each other. The 3-piece chicken and a soda.
Someone changed like I remember seeing it. Someone changed like Masvidal's Wikipedia page. It was like showing his record, and it said like KO versus Darren Till, and it said TKO versus Leon Edwards like on the same day.
Yeah, that was actually supposed to be a fight. I want to say at the first pay-per-view of this year, it was supposed to be, but then Jorge had the injury, and then what was weird is like then Jorge got booked quicker than obviously Leon, because Leon was waiting for a title shot.
Leon's like, he's really good, but no one wants to book him because he's boring.
Yeah, his fights aren't, and plus the last minute of the Diaz fight, he did almost get knocked out.
Nate Diaz is the only guy that it's not surprising that he would lose the first 4 rounds of a fight and win the 5th round, but still lose the fight.
Oh yeah, big time with that because he's fairly durable. He's just not powerful, quick, like elusive and stuff. It's just he's so durable with it, and if you don't have good cardio, he's gonna find a way to mess you up.
Yeah, that's like genetics with Nate Diaz. There's nothing else. Like
And running triathlons.
Yeah, he's got crazy cardio, but he like gets his ass beat every fight. But he'll still somehow like he might win. He might be winning this fight. I don't know. Masvidal made short work of him though. But if they would have kept the fight going, it could have kept going.
It probably would have been stuff.
But like it wasn't like eyebrow like hanging over his eye.
Or the cut was right over.
But yeah, like a skin flap just hanging over his eye, like it was that bad.
And he wanted just to keep going. It's nah, I'm fine.
Yeah. I didn't hear no bell. Do you ever watch there's a South Park episodes with the Bat Dad?
Oh, that was
Randy?
That was the Little League baseball.
Hey, I didn't hear no bell.
That's just reminding me, like in my head, I mean, luckily I never witnessed any horrific scenes of parents at their kids' sports games, but I could only imagine scenes like that.
Oh, it had to happen all the time. I didn't realize how I think like 80% of the parents at my Little League games were all drunk or like on some sort of drugs.
Oh, well, that makes sense from where the area you said you were in.
Yeah, it's the Apache Junction of Oregon.
Yeah, I was gonna say the outskirt. Like, if you're not in the Portland area, it's okay. That makes more sense that you're gonna encounter that.
Mm-hmm. Like a suburb outside of Portland called Gresham. So when all the rich people moved in and gentrified the cities, it got worse because like all the.
So it's family friendly now, is what you're saying.
It's family friendly. Oh yeah, you can go out and have a good time in Gresham. I went like one of the last times I went out to a club in my hometown. I went into the bathroom and I was sober. I didn't even drink. I was a DD that night. I went into the bathroom and there's just like 4 people in there just doing coke and like 2 of them are porn stars.
Hell yeah.
And I was like,
porn stars, they just have OnlyFans accounts?
No, this was like before OnlyFans.
Oh, before it was. Oh, okay.
This is pre-COVID, probably like 2018, 2017.
Okay, so some years. Two women in the adult entertainment industry.
Correct. Cannot confirm who they were, but my friend was like, "Dude, did you know that there's porn stars here tonight?" Like he was the one educating me. But I was in the bathroom and I was like, "Yeah, like I need to pee." Like, and they were like, "Oh," and they just like stepped aside, and so I was just like peeing in this open toilet, and that while these people right behind me are doing coke, like, and it's not like there was a covering or anything, and the girl's like, that's
a normal evening at Gracie's Tax Bar. Come on now, man.
Gracie's Tax Bar. But the girl was like, "It's fine. It's not the first time I've seen a dick," and I was just like, "Huh, all right."
Was it your father's?
Right.
Was your uncle showing it when you didn't want to see it?
It was her stepfather's for the scene.
It was for that. Hey, Martha, let me come bring over you my big giant dog. I could just the horrible scenes. You could imagine with that. You could imagine all the shrivelly, wrinkly dick she has had to encounter over her time.
You never know. Shrivelly, wrinkly, also large and in charge.
That's true. I have heard when it's older from a friend who was a registered nurse that the old people's dicks look more like a Coke can and stuff. Very bulky.
Very bulky.
Yeah, not really
tissue.
tall, but very bulky.
I had this funny ass comment on one of my friends back home is a rapper. He's pretty good. He said
MC gentrification.
He said no. He said. My only regret is that I used to call some N-words family at one point. Shake my head. I really stayed down for this shit and
in
never
place
switched.
of the N-word, use the word Nutella.
My Nutellas. And I commented and said, I see people who call each other family fucking each other all the time on Pornhub.
Now that you said that comments, that's making me want to try to go to, like, let's just say Pornhub. Just like look each day. The most viewed video and just look at the comment section.
The comment sections are hilarious. They're amazing.
They're always like speculating. It's like, is this guy autistic or something?
Yeah. I just promote my comedy content in there. Links to my specials.
I do find it interesting when it's say like new videos and it's something random that's not even related to porn. Like I've seen something like a second half match of a Manchester United game posted.
I think like that was a lot more common, and some people got traction with it, but then they started making people have to verify their accounts.
Oh. We have to make sure you're actually posting porn to this site.
Yeah.
You can't be posting none of that other material. What do you think you are?
Right. It's like no politics, please. Only porn.
No politics, only porn. I can see that as one of the community guidelines.
Yeah. We will remove you from this group. No spam, please.
That'll work for every subreddit that circles around porn.
It's Reddit. That's one I've
No
never
politics,
been on.
only porn.
That's one I've never been on is Reddit and Twitter.
It's just like let's say message, or not message board, I say, but let's say if you have an interest, but as long as the interest isn't too specific, you can find it. Like there's one MMA. A lot of the sports, I find stuff through sports.
Oh, yeah. I believe it. It seems like a platform I would probably enjoy more than the other ones that I use, but signing up for a new one is just always such a hassle.
Yeah, it gets to that way. Well, I guess like let's say if I'm not able to watch it and stuff, I could look and let's say, the finish of let's say this fight.
Yeah. Yeah. Give me the last 5 seconds. Give me the cum shot of the fight.
Exactly. The one everyone goes to watch. What we all skip forward to.
I don't need to see all these other positions.
Exactly. I don't need to see the part where you build up to the sweaty ending.
Yeah. I just want to see the finish on the face.
Exactly. Want to see that those balls dragged across the face of whoever will be. Let's see if Aspinall, then he'll be dragging it across Volkov's face. I know there was a big kind of like worry that Volkov couldn't get into the country.
Probably.
Like, well, that was the thought, but he was able to. I think 4 days in, they confirmed he's in the country.
But, Dana White's like he's more on the Trump side, so, he might be in good graces with someone like Vladimir Putin.
Oh, I'm sure like they're athletes. Because athletes, I think it's like athletes, musicians, and politicians are given more free reign to travel.
Unless you're Brittany Griner.
Yeah. Then you get caught with a few concentrate cartridges in your bag at a Russian airport, and you get detained for whatever it is, like a month he's getting detained for or more.
I saw someone post like a meme of like, we'll trade Jesse Smollett for Brittany Griner. And I thought that was funny, but it was like,
why would the Russians want him?
Yeah, I was like, I want Edward Snowden back. Like, give us Edward Snowden. Real ones know about Edward Snowden.
So trade. I mean, we'll totally take that, but from what I've heard, Edward Snowden, he's not like, let's say, in cahoots with the Russian government. It's just more like,
no, you're not allowed here.
The American government doesn't like you, so we'll give you cover.
Yeah,
but he's not like in communications what he learns to the Russian government.
No, he's just there for his own safety to live the rest of his life.
Because he knows the CIA is after him.
Yeah, Russia's the only safe place. People don't know about that Edward Snowden story. Like, he basically saved the world once, and that's why he can't live here anymore.
Well, I don't know if we got saved. We're still pretty fucked right now. But he exposed parts we thought we were secure with, but it's like, no.
Yeah, but then, like,
safe with.
There's the people who know it. Like, you see what he did, and then, like, what are you going to do about it? And then there's, like, still so many people who don't know anything about that.
Oh, yeah, the people who don't know. Well, if they don't know anything about it, that's their own damn fault, okay? Because, I mean, with him, it was just how... What is it? He said the reason he refuses to do a trial in the U.S. because he doesn't expect to get a fair trial for the crimes he is charged with.
Well, I don't think he would either. Like, they still have a court process, too, like the military court or whatever it's called. I can't remember what it's called. Tribunals.
Oh, military tribunals.
Yeah, where you it's like a secret court that they send you to, and it's not amongst the public.
Well, I mean, I think it's federal court, but he doesn't think the court would allow him to have some points be taken as evidence.
It wouldn't be fair.
Yeah. He knows that they wouldn't treat him fair.
Yeah, well, like, they call him a traitor and, like, treasonous, but it's like, it's probably more so the people in power that are the treasonous ones. But
that are still probably, yeah, because, I mean, he's pretty much held held within high regards to most people, probably more younger. If you're older, it's like, he's trying to take you down to the United States.
Same people who get mad if you ask for their social security number over the phone, but like they're mad at Edward Snowden. Okay, bro.
It's like you bastard turning, or they just, because the U.S. is after him, they just think, oh, they're after him, they must be a bad person. Some stupid shit like that.
Have you watched the documentary? No, I don't have time for that. All right.
That.
Cool. That's the thing. There's a lot of good information that's like, if you just watch this one documentary for an hour, we could have an intelligent conversation.
There's like a few documentaries that are always good to see. I know one thing I liked with Snowden was hearing his, where he did explain the stuff on Rogan and stuff, because that's where he explained why he refuses to do the trial in the U.S.
Yeah.
And how your phone collects all that data, because anytime you're near a cell tower, it then sends like, oh, this is so-and-so, and it just sends that signal, so that's how they know where you are.
Mm-hmm. And, what was I going to say?
So it's like you need to have it like completely off at all times for that to even like work, like completely off.
Some people live like that.
Well, yeah, some of us like to go Ted Kaczynski, but then they end up sending bombs to airports and universities.
That's an interesting thing, talking about bombs. Like,
why isn't that done anymore as much now? It used to be a thing like in the 80s or 90s to bomb other people.
That's the definition of terrorism. Well, the U.S. does it, just they don't put it in the news, and they don't actually use people to do it. They just use drones.
Going abroad. Oh, I was thinking more domestic bombing. Oh, yeah. Going abroad. Oh, yeah, we send those drones and shit. Yeah. We have someone operating from that German Air Force base we have, sending the drones.
Yeah, I used to date a girl who brother was in the Air Force. Like, that's what he did. The family's like, he's saving the world stuff. And I was like, he's just playing Call of Duty in real life.
Imagine him when he hits a few innocent Iraqi children with a drone.
I feel free, don't you?
Exactly.
I can sleep at night now.
Yeah, knowing Fahed can't in 10 years find a way to join a caliphate and then murder me.
That's the sad thing about all that is it's like it's not even the civilians of any of these countries that are the problem. Or like that really even want the problems. It's like, but you have to wear the label of wherever you're from. Like, well, we're at war with these guys now, so.
Oh God, now you're making me think of some of these people that have been petty to Russians, like some symphony place, like disallowing a Russian performer, or some mustard museum taking out Russian mustard for the time.
Yeah, Russophobia. Like, it's just a nostalgia of the Red Scare.
Yeah,
it's just modern day McCarthyism.
Yeah, exactly. They just see it's like, oh, they must be part of that nation. Even though, I want to say, compared to a lot of other places that have repressive governments, they actually have somewhat of an access to information. Obviously, it could be blocked, but...
Well, and then it's like, how many people have actually been to Russia and be like, can confirm or... Like,
what goes on there?
Everyone's just speculating and goes off of the mainstream media, who's always telling the truth, as we know.
Exactly. Why would they lie to us, Adam? Okay, they have no reason to lie to us.
There's no corporate interests being protected.
Exactly. There's no one in power they have connections with that they want to try making it easier for. Nothing like that.
I wonder if they're going to boo him. I want to see if they boo him.
Oh, Alexander Volkov?
Because he's Russian.
Probably the part where it announces Russia. I feel like that would probably get more boos than where they actually announce his name.
Yeah, they booed him.
I can only hear the sound through our own audio.
Yeah, they booed him.
He's not much shorter than Volkov, actually, now looking at it. You know, his agility might be the edge in this fight, because I know Volkov, he could probably take a few shots, but he definitely doesn't move as well as Tom.
I think the premier athletes, like if you took all the factors into consideration, are like the 185s and the light heavyweights, just because I'm going off of like size and ability to like move and like be fluid.
So like middleweights, light heavyweights.
Yeah, like the heavyweights are just so damn big, and one punch knocks you out. You can look like the fucking guy Tuivasa.
Oh yeah,
He's not like ripped with a 6-pack, but like the John Jones 6'6", 205.
in that case, wouldn't it be like kind of maybe for at least like guys that middleweight, welterweight be like the premium thing? Because I still feel there's some light heavyweights that move a little slow, like Misha Serkinov. He ain't the fastest guy.
But that might be because he cut from being a heavyweight.
Heavyweight, it could. I don't know if he is the natural
Like
heavyweight.
Cormier was a light heavyweight, but that dude's a fat.
True.
He's a fat boy. Like I'm talking like if you were
Jared
like
Cannonier's a middleweight, but he started as a heavyweight.
Cannonier. Yeah, Cannonier's. Did he win his last fight?
He did, yeah. So he's probably gonna get Adesanya next.
Adesanya is just too damn dominant in his division.
He is, because I think it's kind of that thing, having those skills, but also that natural ability, because he has the long length. And because he has the kickboxing background, he could be at a distance where he can land, but his opponent can't land, and he can just do work on them.
Yeah, I think I was watching that fight against.
And the only way to beat him is, the Whitaker one.
That was a good fight, but like
was
every
close,
time
yeah.
Whitaker would like give him distance, I was like, you shouldn't do that.
Yeah. You have to fight close with him. You can't give him. You either have to be from a very far distance to where he can't land, or you got to be up in his face.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, he could just pick you apart, and he can just slide at a distance from you.
But he's like a true 185, just like Colby's a true 170.
Oh, his yes.
Like, cause like when he tried to go up to 205, like he hung in there with Jan, but
yeah,
like
on the feet.
completely outsized, and like once he got on the
Wrestling.
ground, it was just like so boring.
Yeah, when he got wrestled to the ground. On the feet, he was actually doing decent.
I was hoping he'd win because I had that card of him. I was like, he'll be the double belt champion. I was gonna sell that card for thousands of dollars.
See, I wanted that only so he could then lose to Glover next.
Glover.
I was glad when BetMGM had their free bets, I put one on Glover because like I want the madness if this man wins, the chaos if Glover Teixeira wins.
And he did, but is he actually the best in that division?
Well, we're gonna see how he does against Yuri Prohaska, and there's also Magomed Ankalaev coming up the step. So
That dude.
he's pretty crazy. Him against Yuri would be a crazy fight.
I'm taking the Russians. I'm just going with the Russians every fight. And when I say Russian, I'm not talking about Volkov Russians.
We're talking about the Dagestanis.
They all have the same look. They look like Dwight's brother from The Office.
Or I had one thought, and it's actually one of the fights next week. And don't you think the one thing Dana White doesn't want for his flyweight division is for a deaf Russian to be champion? So he would be upset if Askar Askarov gets to that spot.
He probably will if given the chance.
Oh, God, a deaf Russian being champion, that is Dana's worst nightmare.
Is Russian Sign Language different than American Sign Language? Or is Sign Language one universal language?
No, like each country has their own sign language. Like our American Sign Language is different than English Sign Language.
Okay, so yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah,
If I'm just ignorant and intolerant of deaf people, but
there's got to be some international database for sign language across different nations.
oh, he got tapped.
Well, he got tapped. What the fuck? That quickly.
He just defeated communism.
On a submission. My goodness.
You know, it's interesting with the heavyweights in UFC. Like they all have like crazy records. Like they're like 42-21. Like they have a shit ton of losses, a shit ton of fights.
I feel like because a lot of them are older. Like you see a
Well,
lot
yeah,
at least in
but
their 30s.
You'd think heavyweight, like you would have the least durability because after a few knockouts in the heavyweight division, you'd be brain dead. But
Wouldn't that? I guess in that case, that depends how long they've been a UFC fighter. Because
Yeah.
I feel like maybe in the lower levels of competition, you can get away with being a heavyweight and fighting a bunch of times a year. But obviously, UFC, especially like the best heavyweights, they just fight once, maybe twice a year.
mm-hmm. I don't know. That one dude seems to fight quite a bit. The black dude who used to play for the Cowboys.
Oh, Greg Hart. Well, he got released.
From the UFC?
Yeah, he got released.
Well, he's lost like 3 in a row.
Yeah.
He had that DQ where he kneed that guy in the face when he's on his hands and knees.
Oh, yeah, that was an early on one. But, I mean, he looked good to start. It was just, obviously his last 3 fights have Because I want to say one was Sergei Spivak that fucked it. Oh my. He just starts talking about Ukraine all of a sudden.
Wait, is he a Ukrainian fighter?
No, I want to say even his ethnicity is like Polish too, so it wouldn't. Or maybe he would have something. Maybe they do have some anti-communism more there.
Right, but it's like Volkov's just there to fight, bro. He's got nothing to do with that. Maybe he does. I don't think he does.
We don't know if he has the ins.
But you just have the label. Like I'm half Russian, but I'm not going around telling people that right now.
It's like they gotta know that.
They can hear it on this podcast if they choose to listen.
If they learn where we are on YouTube, which I believe. This is 22, episode 22. Now that I remember.
This is on YouTube?
Yeah, I just posted it on YouTube because my thought is YouTube is the second biggest search engine after Google, and it's owned by Google, so it'll be directed to that.
DuckDuckGo is also owned by Google.
Or they own that one as well?
Yeah. They just bought it.
Oh shit, they bought it.
So what happens with anything? I want to see what he says.
He wants a top 5 title shot. Give me Stipe. Give me John Jones.
Say something about Russians.
He's believing himself. Maybe he'll bring up Ukraine with that. Oh yeah, I forgot. He's at the same gym as Darren Till. I forgot.
Darren Till's crazy from what I hear. Like, he's a party animal.
Yeah.
Like, I want to hang out with Darren Till.
He would be an interesting guy to hang out with.
Oh, we're getting arrested.
Whatever's going on in there, it's ending up in a jail cell. Or he's going to call it tied to Ivas.
That's a good call out.
Yeah, honestly, that benefits him more because I feel if he had to just wrestle fuck Tai Tuivasa, he could do that.
Tuivasa's a big money fight right now in that division just because he's
the Lewis knockout, and he's that personality
for the Nelk boys.
Oh yeah, wasn't some event they were supposed to sign some fighter as like an official Nelk sponsor?
Maybe. I know he drank the Nelk out of a shoe. The Nelk boys seltzer.
Oh, that. Oh god, I saw that at a convenience store near the ASU campus. Yeah.
I was gonna be my next question. Like, have you seen it in the stores?
Only like by there. I have not seen it at other places. I'm not really interested as much going to that. I mean, if that's their thing. Apparently, they had something where they were there along with Sean O'Malley.
Sean O'Malley? He's one of my favorites.
Which I would have considered going that only for him. I don't care about these Canadian broskies. All right, what do I care about them?
There's a lot of people that are from Canada that you wouldn't know that are like popular in America, like Steven Crowder.
Oh yeah, Canadians that are popular.
Goes to college campuses and stirs shit up, but like that dude's Canadian the whole time.
That is someone that you think is trying to like identify with American patriotism. It's like, oh yeah, they're Canadian.
Same with Jordan Peterson.
Well, I think he's explicit that he was like McGill University or whatever university he was at.
It's a prestigious university in Ottawa, I believe. Is it in Ottawa?
Yeah, McGill. I believe it. Yeah, Ottawa. Although I guess he's not doing the thing anymore. I don't know if it's just because of his popularity or he's decided to fuck it. I'm done with this.
Yeah, I don't know. But then like I bought multiple things off of the internet before from like, you get the ads that are like for some program. It's like it knows what you want and I buy it, and it's like a lot of times it's like people from Canada that I ended up buying it from. I went to school in Canada for a year. Oh,
so it's got that data on you. Because I was going to say, what type of targeted ads are you getting? Because I've had one where it tried to advertise filtered milk to me, and I was wondering what the hell I was searching to get filtered milk as a targeted ad.
That's interesting. I feel like if you're still drinking dairy milk and you're like an adult, like grow up.
Fuck that! I like my dairy milk.
There you go.
I will enjoy my cow mucus. You damn heathens.
I used to drink milk, and then like I went vegan for a year, and like so I cut out dairy, and then after I stopped being vegan, that was like the one that I left in the past, was like drinking milk.
Drinking milk.
So I was like, it is kind of disgusting. But it's not that I don't think it's good.
You're telling me this filtered cow mucus is disgusting?
Well, maybe that's.
Are you gonna do a Joaquin Phoenix and talk about how we are stealing the mother's milk? You're gonna do this at your Academy Award speech.
You're taking cow adrenochrome.
Hey, I love that adrenochrome. That's what keeps me young and fresh. All right.
Wasn't that one of the Nelk boys that like didn't?
Oh, did they say stuff about adrenochrome?
No, I swear it was that one guy that I think his name's.
There's like Steve, and then there's the other guy.
I think it's the Steve will do it guy.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I know Steve, and then there's
He's the white guy. He's like the white guy that like.
Okay, that's
looks like
that's
a California
the Steve
guy.
Then, yeah. And I don't know who the other what his name is or something.
But I think it's him. Like in a I don't know if he was joking or not, but he's in like a medical room. He's like, "What's this stuff called? Adrenochrome? Yeah, keeps me young, healthy." He's like getting a shot in his arm. And I never know if it's like, because those guys are funny, so it's like it's satire, but
or if they're doing it for the bit.
Yes, which would be hilarious.
Now that's making me want to look into, are there legitimate ways to purchase adrenochrome?
It's actually, it's just a Google search.
A Google search away.
It's like that with buying guns. Like people who don't own guns don't know shit about them and have all these things. And like I was like, well, I want a gun. Googled buy gun for cheap near me, and it was like, boom. Shows up, had like this clearance section, ordered it. It was.
Well, luckily we're in Arizona, so this
was in Oregon. This is when I was living in Oregon. But I ordered it, and like 3 days later, it showed up at like a registered arms dealer, and I just had to like go and get my fingerprints and.
Oh, get it all done there.
Then I can go back to school.
That's how you know it's all right. I got my equipment to go back.
What those means, like white people when they go back to school shopping.
Hey, I don't have a bowl haircut. I'm not going to shoot up a school. Maybe if I had a bowl haircut, I would. It's the bowl haircut white kids that shoot up schools, okay? Look at Adam Lanza and Dylan Roof, okay? Well, that was a church for Dylan, but still, bowl haircut shoot up schools.
If you ask Alex Jones, it was all staged.
It was all, yes. Oh, I was looking into, like, how did he, like, let's say... That court case, how did it go against him? And apparently what it was is by saying there were no bullet holes in the bodies of the children. Something that is provably false.
Damn.
That's what he got in trouble for libel for. He started to say there are no bullet holes in the bodies.
I saw this other conspiracy of that was it Luke Bryan or Jason Aldean Las Vegas shooting?
I believe it was Luke Bryan.
And like how they said it was like from a hotel balcony, but like there's like all this other like footage and evidence that like he was coming from like helicopters in the sky and like all different angles from different buildings. It was like an inside job with like a terrorist organization.
So it's like a JFK assassination, but now we're doing a shooting at a country concert in Las Vegas.
Yeah, it's like paintball, but with terrorism.
But with terrorism and a country music festival.
And the other team doesn't have guns.
So you're just firing away.
Yeah. It's like
I remember for years that a music concert would be the next place for a big shooting, because I didn't realize it would be one next to a hotel where you can shoot from above.
Yeah. Well, outdoors.
Yeah, well, it was just my thought. I thought, okay, a bunch of people area, it's like if someone were just to like go crazy that way. Do
you go to any of like the Diamondback games out here?
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely, yeah.
I'm planning on going to some.
I'll go to like some.
I'm pissed.
I get annoyed by their ticket services for getting like a ticket package, and I'm just like, no.
Oh.
I'll sporadically go to games. I don't plan to go to games.
Yeah, I'm like that. I used to have season tickets for the Trailblazers when I lived in Portland, and I did it because I thought I could make money off of selling the tickets back.
This new star, Greg Odom, he's going to be big for the team. He's going to make it.
Greg Odom?
He's going to make it. You just watch this Greg Odom guy.
He didn't even say his name right.
No, his knee injuries will not persist.
Man, but
take him
before
Kevin
it's not like there was
Durant.
any other good like picks like Kevin Durant or anything that we could have got.
Exactly. He was nowhere to be found. How are you supposed to expect anything, damn it?
No, but even with the shitty draft picks, they seem to manage like a good team, except for this year.
Yeah, this year seemed to be their selling off. Wait, had they traded away Lillard yet, or is he still there?
He's injured. I think he's out for the year.
I know he was one guy. Every time they'd play at the Warriors, there'd be a big crowd of because his family is from Oakland, so there'd be a bunch of like a suite full of people in Trailblazers gear.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're lucky from Oakland if you're a Warriors fan. That's your team.
I remember going. It was like $50 to get lower level seats sometimes when they'd be playing the freaking Grizzlies, and how miserable. Oh, and there was the mascot Thunder. See, there was a Thunder mascot before Oklahoma City got a stupid team.
Really?
Yeah, it was Thunder the mascot.
Yeah, the Warriors were just another like shitty organization till the last.
I remember Andres Biedrins, whatever the hell that guy was.
He's like 20% from the free throw line.
Yes, he was. Oh god, and obviously Baron Davis and like Monte Ellis had.
Well, they had that team that was like an 8 seed that beat the Jazz or something. Or who they beat?
The Mavericks.
They beat the Mavericks.
Yeah. Well, they had weirdly like that year faced the Mavericks 4 times and won 3 out of 4. So they weirdly did good.
The NBA is like that though. Like sometimes certain matchups against teams, like I've seen the Spurs lose to like the Grizzlies multiple times when they were like the 1 or 2 seed.
It's the top
because like they just didn't match up well with like. Tim Duncan didn't like getting his ass beat by Zach Randolph down in the paint.
Oh, yeah. He didn't want Marc Gasol to jump all over him.
It's just, the Grizzlies play like when they had that team, they're called like the Grindhouse or something. They were just
grinding Grizzlies.
Yeah, they were just like they sucked at like, I remember playing with them on 2K. I was like, who can I fucking score with on this team?
The Sacramento Kings, damn it.
Like, who can I score with? But they could play really good defense, just like they were just like a mean old school team.
I do remember that when they had that like that Randolph Gasol pairing, they were pretty low scoring in that time.
But good. Zach Randolph, former Trailblazer.
Oh, yeah, true. He was there as well.
Blazers were good.
I was thinking because I mentioned the team. Do you remember the Sacramento Kings when they were actually relevant?
Yeah, that was around the same time the Blazers were right there too. With like.
Oh yeah, because the Blazers didn't they reach like an NBA like a Western Conference championship?
Yeah, they just like the Kings. They lost in Game 7.
Lakers.
They lost in Game 7 to the Lakers, and they should have won.
So Sacramento and Portland have something they could share about.
Yeah, I'd say similar cities too. Just like shithole.
Honestly, yeah, or at least how I think of Sacramento. If you're living in Sacramento, you honestly might just as well live here. Unless you really like the convenience of 2 hours to San Francisco, 2 hours to Reno. Unless you really like that convenience, you might as well just live here.
Yeah. That's a big reason why I moved here, is to be close to other big cities, but also to be able to stay here where it's... Because I came from Portland, which is like a complete 180 of living.
Oh, here. Oh, yeah. Raining so much there.
Well, it's like the weather, but then the social part of it, too, is like, because I'm doing comedy, like, they got one club. It's a big club, but then other than that, it's all like bar shows, and they're very, very heavy on you got to wear a mask everywhere. You have to show proof of vaccination. And it's just like, you're not even going to get the people you want to see at the shows with those kinds of rules either.
It's like, at that point, we might as well just not do this stuff because there's so many restrictions.
Yeah, so I like...
Because I get why at the beginning of all the pandemic stuff they did that. But after some time, it was like, at this point, it's either we'll do it outside, separated apart, no mask, but obviously with social distancing, or just don't do it.
Yeah, well, in Portland, you can't do shit outside 9 months out of the year.
Well, because you have to expect it to rain at some point. All right, get a canopy. Come on, Adam.
Well, then, yeah, so it rains, and then we had the summer last year, and it was like we had the highest recorded temperature other than Vegas and Arizona. We got up to 120 last year.
Wait, like average or just like at any point? Oh, at any point. Oh, 120?
We got up to 120 for a few days, and it was like people that I knew here were like, yeah, we have that in this, like, try and come to Arizona. But it's like, yeah, but Arizona is like, it's cold here because everywhere's air conditioned.
Yeah.
Portland is not. Like, people don't buy it because it's only there for like, you only need it for 2-3 months out of the year. So like, people are dying. Like,
yeah, exactly. Unless you're a business, you don't have it for your like personal space. It's just not worth it.
Yeah, there'd be like these old apartments in Portland, like people living at the top floors, no AC. It's like,
so there was a lot of dying people.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Well, like I was living with my parents last year, and like they have AC, and it was still hot inside the house.
I can just imagine that in Portland. Because here, weirdly enough, actually with the 120 days, when I first was living here full time, so like around 2015, there were a few days of the year which it would hit 120, but to be honest, the last few years it has not hit that. Like maybe 117, 118, but it hasn't hit 120.
But it's a dry heat, they say, right?
It does. Well, that way you can go inside and it doesn't stick on you. Because I remember going to freaking D.C. in July, and you walk into one of the Smithsonian museums, and you still feel the damn heat on you.
Yeah, I think there's a comedian talking about that. Because a lot of people move here, right? Just like myself and you. But he was like, everyone says, like, it's a dry heat. And I thought that was funny. But, like, I get it. Because, like, if you don't know, you don't know. But I've been to New Orleans, and like I remember,
you know what humidity is.
I stepped off the plane and was like, damn.
Yeah, I remember I used to think why there wasn't an MLB team in New Orleans, and it's like, oh, that's why.
Yeah. Well, you could put an indoor stadium.
You could
play
indoor.
where the Saints play. Do the Saints still have the same place?
Superdome, yeah. Although I feel like with how professional sports are now, if you're not sharing if you're not NHL and NBA teams sharing a stadium, then they want you to have your own stadium. Because I know MLS with their expansion, they're allowing teams to be like share a stadium with some place, but only if they have a plan in some years to then move into their own place.
Portland Timbers, they got their own, but they share it with a girls team. But I don't think that.
Oh, the Roses,
Thorns?
the Thorns. That's what it is. Yeah, for the National Women's Soccer League. Yeah.
I think that's the reason MLS is not interesting to me, is not because it's soccer, because a lot of people in America have that stigma, but it's
they don't know how to start on damn time their damn matches.
I think it's just because, like, you know, like you come to the U.S., the NBA, NFL, MLB, NHL, those are the best leagues from anywhere. The MLS is not the best soccer league in the world. Like, that'd be over in Europe somewhere.
Oh, yeah, definitely. To be honest, the MLS, it would be like between England's second and third division.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I think of it as like basketball, where like you go to the NBA, but there's a lot of like there's good high level places to go play in Europe and other like.
Although a lot of the bigger soccer players, they want to come here after they retire just because of the media exposure.
Like Ibrahimovic, but they all go to the Galaxy.
Yeah, but Ibra went back to Italy, actually.
Did he?
Yeah. He's playing with Milan. He only spent a year. I think he didn't really feel acquainted in the U.S. It was more for media purposes. But like Neymar, Messi, Ronaldo, they'll probably come out here.
Beckham came.
I know Messi, I guess it's Miami. He'd be looking at Inter Miami.
Did Wayne Rooney come?
Yes, he went to DC United.
That's right.
Oh, he had some fun. I think at once he got like arrested for being drunk at like the DC airport or something like that.
Do you know who this is? It's Wayne Rooney. I had a.
He looks like an ogre.
I started a fight one time. Cause like, again, I'm from America. We don't take soccer that serious. But when I was living in Canada, this group of people I was hanging out with, one of them was from England, and I was just like, okay. I was like, okay, but we can be real here for a second. Like, Wayne Rooney, Landon Donovan. And she like lost her shit.
Landon. No.
Are you fucking mad?
Are you crazy? You're just the horse has already left the barn.
Yeah. Yeah. But you know, Wayne Rooney, Landon Donovan.
Exactly. It's like, come on now. I know he's known as like one of the worst players ever from the German league to ever play in.
Yeah, like one of the best Americans ever, but.
Yeah, like when he went to Germany, he was so shit.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, but I mean, there were other Americans that did decent. Like obviously, Clint Dempsey did decent. Tim Howard did decent.
Tim Howard, best
now,
goalie.
Kristen Pulisic, he's there, which he's actually fairly good. He's had some injury problems, but when he plays, he's pretty damn good.
But
and now there's a second ever U.S. manager, Jesse March, on Leeds United, who was a third owned by the San Francisco 49ers.
But let's not forget about the greatest American soccer player, Hope Solo.
Hope Solo, yes, beating her young niece and nephew on a regular.
Hey,
that was just allegations. Come on now.
Allegedly.
I always like that when people's like, hey, allegedly.
Yeah. I've said that, yeah, like when people be talking like, and he did this and this and this, I'm like, allegedly.
Oh, we need to say that with OJ. He allegedly murdered Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman.
Ironically, gets sued because he didn't say allegedly. It's slander.
Exactly. It's like, hey, this could totally defame me and stuff. We're not going to send a cease and desist order out. If you know cease and desist order, you've been around the Phoenix scene recently.
Cease and desist. Why is that?
Oh, I could tell you which one comic, but it had to do with a Facebook group. I don't know if you're a part of it, but one comic, they brought up how they tried to do a hosting thing at this one place downtown Phoenix, but we're told by that place we're not going ahead with comedy. But then they the next week then announced they were doing something with the Do Better comedy group.
Okay.
And so they kind of thought oh, why couldn't they just tell me this? And I think the best explanation was more that just go ask other places, but also because this place was a gay bar, they were probably going to cater to that crowd more.
Right. Sure.
Yeah. But then there was that whole thing, and then Tara posted stuff where it's why are you tearing down these women? And then that comic then sends a fake cease and desist letter to Tara, which is now the cover photo for this page for comedians.
Is it really? What group is that?
It's
bro?
called Arizona Comedian. I could show you it after.
I feel like I'm in most of those groups, but
I'm in 3 of them. That's the thing, because some are you don't promote shows on here, and others you can promote shows. And it was more for, I guess, just general talk and stuff, not your shows or your classes or your grifter classes, I should say.
Oh, okay. So let's see. I'm in.
It's Arizona Comedians.
Phoenix, Arizona comedy. I love AZ comedy.
Or actually, yeah, that one. Arizona Comedians, that one.
Oh, I'm not in that one.
Yes, that's the one. That's
Why
the
are you
one.
joining this group? I'm an Arizona comedian.
Yeah, or a local comic. Other people, I mean, it's you have dates listed on there as well. They should know, damn it. Yeah, but if you see that cover photo, that's the fake cease and desist letter. Now you can see who it was from, just because we were on podcast, so we don't want to end up like the Coconut Boys. We gotta. Oh.
Yeah, so maybe that's why I didn't join too, because I've seen their photo and it's just it doesn't look like something that's comedy.
Oh, but it is a recent. That's what I do realize. If you do stuff in that scene, that's a real fuck up, they'll really make fun of you.
Well, yeah, they're comedians.
Oh yeah, definitely. But it's how the cease and desist order went on for some time. Anything you bring up action, cease and desist letter.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't know that was all a thing, but that's funny.
I realize that it's no matter what social group we're in, we're gonna end up with people that bring drama and stuff. So it's what to expect.
When we all like a little bit of drama. I mean,
we like to observe it. We don't like to be involved in it. We like to observe it. Unless you like getting down and dirty with the pigs.
Hey, there's only a few people on the fight card, and the rest are in the stands watching.
And some people like to join that fight card and start a fight in their own stands.
You're goddamn right.
Exactly. That's how UFC events. Oh, we were able to hit the hour mark. Okay, so I don't know if you wanted to say any dates towards these people. This will be out April 1st, so if it's an April date.
April 1st, April Fools. So maybe it'll be out April 1st.
All right, you could just find them on all this social media stuff, Adam J and stuff. All right, if you want to tickle your comedy pickle, go watch him, you bums. All right, but that was good to see Aspinall versus Volkov. Very surprised that Volkov didn't survive quicker than 1 round. I thought he had some durability to it, but
the ref didn't stop the fight. He tapped.
Although it was good seeing a lot of stoppages to today.
That cartoon I was showing you, one of Dana White's characters, he always says Jesus Christ, horrible stoppage.
Stuff like that, Daddy Dana. But yeah, that was good. I was glad you were come over for this fight card stuff. So it's good to the viewers, and have a nice day. And just know Elmo and Big Bird are trying to start a caliphate.
What is that?